Well, hello, and thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel today. Well, another beautiful day here in Savannah, Georgia. Really enjoying my vacation, relaxing, enjoying family. It's really been great. I just encourage you to get away this year. Make time to take a trip somewhere. I mean, everybody needs a vacation, whether you have children or not. Some people have children and it's been years since they've taken a vacation. But take a vacation. Find some time for yourself. Go somewhere that you've always dreamed of going. Try some foods that you thought about trying but never have. Try something different. Do something different. Well, we have been talking about transparency. And I thank you all that have commented and have really just been very encouraging. Very encouraging just hearing your remarks and how you are really enjoying these messages and just asking me to continue these messages. And that is my heart's desire to continue these messages because honestly I enjoy doing it. I don't do this just to have something to do. I just really um I do it because God has placed it on my heart to do this. And I have, ran for years from stuff. I would pick stuff up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, and put it down again. But my goal is to pick this up and keep running with it. Um, and again, I just want to say thank you. You can always push the subscribe button. That way, when I do my videos, you will receive a notification. And feel free to pass these messages on. These messages are for everybody. We all know people that can use some inspiration. And so feel free to pass this on. So today, I'm still kind of in the vein of the transparency. But again, as I said with transparency, it really begins with self. It really does. I mean, some people can get so sidetracked of looking at everybody else and everything else, trying to adjust my glasses here, that they really miss out on the main things. And I'm telling you, when you get so sidetracked by looking at other people, it can become a rat race. It can become a very daunting cycle. It can become, oh my God, distracting. It is distracting. And sometimes we even can focus on ourselves about things that we feel we need to work on. And we become distracted by everything else because all we're thinking about is the mistake we made, what we could have did better. And nothing's wrong with thinking about things that you can do better. But if it causes you to be in a state where you're just down and feeling hopeless and worthless, that's not the purpose of it. Self-evaluation is really for you to just it's for you to be real with yourself. Transparency, just for you to be real, with yourself so you can get up from that state that you're in and do something better. And the amazing thing is, some people want to leave that stuff behind, the mistakes, the flaws, don't want to talk about it. But that's the very thing that you can look back on at times that you've gone through other stuff and see where you have grown. But if you have nothing to compare compare it to, how will you know if you've grown? How will you know if you're matured, if you have matured? Also, your story, your testimony, as I often say, is something that can bless somebody else. I'm telling you, just be transparent, be open. So many people, I mean, if you're delivered, God has brought you out of something. Why would you hold it to yourself? Why wouldn't you want to share uh, that testimony to bring hope to somebody else? But anyway, sometimes we can reflect too much on things in our lives, and it can cause us to become stagnant. Um, some people, it causes depression. And again, when you're evaluating your life, it's not for you to have self-pity and to be hard on yourself and feel like you'll never be able to achieve anything. That's not the purpose. The purpose is so you can do better. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody take a ruler, like you have a ruler and you're measuring something. Well, say for instance, if I have a fabric and I'm measuring something and it's like 1 inch, and that was maybe like some years ago. Well, now I'm designing something else. So I pull, and maybe it's the same thing. I'll say this. Okay, so I, was designing something like a year ago, and I was measuring it, and it was like about 1 inch or whatever. It was something small, just giving the illustration here. And then I got frustrated. I just got frustrated because for some reason I just couldn't get this thing right. I couldn't get it right. So I put it aside. And so I picked it back up again. I started working on that thing again. And I was able to go a little bit further than before. And I did better, but it was still just messed up. So I threw it aside again. And maybe, a few months later, I decided, hey, I'm going to pick it up and try it again. Well, when you pulled out everything, you looked and you was like, wow, last year I was only able to do 1 inch. And this year I did 2. So I actually did better than I did before, even though it wasn't as much as I would have liked to have done. I did better. And so when you're, hopefully that's a decent illustration, but all I'm saying is don't beat yourself up. Just try to do better. Just try to do better. A little bit at a time. Some of you have been stuck in the same rut and you're wondering, how do I get out of this? Well, first, I always say invite the Lord in. Invite him into your situation. Invite him in because you can't do it yourself. You can't. You need him. You need him. And some of us, we go to this person, that person, this person, that person. We go to so many people. Sometimes you can end up confused because so many people have different solutions. And so sometimes it can become very frustrating because now you just got all kinds of stuff going on in your mind where before you was just dealing with one thing and all you wanted was somebody to just give you some light on it, help you, to see it in a different perspective or whatever. And now you've gone to so many different people and now your mind is just going. Now you don't know what to do. And so I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. Been there, and not saying that it's something is wrong with going to different people. Not saying that at all. I mean, but the Bible said that there is safety. Safety. I think it's like it says it's safety in the midst of counselors. But there's safety. It's good to have someone that you can go to, that you can trust. But again, you want to talk to somebody that's going to be upfront with you, that's going to be honest with you, that's not going to sugarcoat it. Not saying somebody that's going to, make you feel worse than what you felt before, but you just want somebody that's going to be honest with you. So, look at your life. Look at your life. Maybe write some things down, where you are now and where you desire to be. But at some point, you just got to be real with yourself, because doing the same thing is not working. It's not working. Again, I've been there, done that many times. And even now, I'm going through this cycle. As I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself. There's some things, but sometimes in life there's things that you really don't want to do, but sometimes they are required at that time. Not saying that things won't change, but sometimes you got to make the best of things where you are. So even with that, it begins with transparency. And sometimes we waiting on people to change, but sometimes the change starts with us. When we begin to see things from a different light, then it causes a change in your situation. And so another thing, just remember, Jesus took every single thing on the cross. He took everything. He conquered it. And so it's not meant for us to pull everything out of the bag. Every little thing we did. No, 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 no. Don't do that, because that will have you in a worse state than where you are right now. But I'm just saying, know that you have been forgiven. Know that God has a great plan for your life. Know that He wants the best for you. He wants to see you succeed more than you want to succeed. He wants to use you more than you desire to be used. But there's a time and a season for everything. And so why not, while you're going through this season and waiting on things to happen, you're waiting to shift into something else. Why not prepare while you're waiting? Why not prepare while you're waiting? And I think the best way to prepare, honestly, too, it starts with looking at yourself. Your motives. Why am I doing this? Why do I want to do this? What's the purpose of it? Will anybody be blessed besides me? I mean, we got to be real with ourselves. Got to be transparent. Got to be transparent. Some of us, again, have been stuck, and sometimes it's because you just don't want to be real and look at your life. It's so easy for us to blame others. All of us. It's easy. Me too. It's easy to, well, I'm like this because of my childhood. And not saying that there are not things that that affected us in our childhood that still affecting us as an adult. But at some point we gotta, go back, look at that situation, and then we gotta realize too, a lot of times our parents did the best that they knew how to do. You have some people that had parents with mental issues. Everybody's situation is different. But you got to be free. You don't want to go to this place where God is taking you and where you desire to go, and you get in this place and you're all messed up and not even able to complete or finish what it is that you desire to do, what it is that you feel that God has put on your heart to do. You got to let all that stuff go so you can be free. I mean, some of us, we're so people cautious. We're so worried about what everybody else thinks. So we hold back. We don't do anything with what God has put on our heart to do because we're worried about what people gonna think and what people gonna say. Well, if God said it, that's what matters the most. And we got to get past that. We put people, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, I speak for myself. I've done it many times. I have put people before God. He said he will have no other God before him. And so, we just gotta be real. We gotta be free from this stuff. I mean, there are people today that have dreams and desires and things that they wanted to do, but they listen to people and they just allowed fear to enter in, and now they're not doing anything. And they're not even looking at their life. They're so focused now, they're blaming others for what they didn't do, but the final decision is yours. Because it should be, if you're asking somebody something, you're just asking, to see how they feel about the situation, or what their answers may be, because they may have some things to add to your ideals. But it's not to just lay your stuff aside because they didn't agree with you and now you're not doing anything. No. And it's just too many people that are afraid to step out, afraid to speak. And when I say speak, I'm not even saying like speaking on a pulpit or whatever. I'm just saying can't even be themselves. I can relate. I look back over my life and I don't know. I've always had this thing at times where I'm around people and I just start feeling like a little kid on the inside. I just kind of like start drawing up on the inside. Okay. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to move. I got a little dog here that wants to go outside and he's whining. So I'm going to keep talking while I let the dog out. So anyway, we got to stop letting what people say dictate what we do. It's okay to get advice. It's okay. But don't let it stop you from doing the very thing that's been on your heart. Someone will affirm you. Someone will approve. Someone will want what you have to offer. Not everybody. That's our problem. We want everybody to like it, everybody to accept us, everybody to affirm. Everybody's not going to do it. It's up to you. And so be real with yourself. Why is it that I continue to start something and stop? Is it because of people? I'm afraid of what people gonna say. Am I worried about money?